Hey everybody, welcome back. As you can see from the evidence here, I had a pretty busy day yesterday. Took every mold that I own. You can see here is where I threw everything in a box. And I'll go through some of that and show you in a minute. And I did 3 Vega bodies. I didn't really do much cleaning up yet. And I got, there's definitely flaws in everything, but it's usable. And I don't know why I did 3. I don't need 3. Same with the Fiats. Why did I make 3? Well, because I had the resin, and you can't have, can't have too many. I'll use them for something maybe. I did have a failure on my chassis pans here. I got a couple pieces. This was the first attempt with the clear resin. I got a back half out of it, and that's it. Just tubs. And I think this. I got 3 here. They're all fails. This one's maybe the closest to being a complete piece. And this one's probably second. No back end on it. And this one was a real failure. I got a tunnel and a pair of tubs. So I'm pretty much finished with resin casting. I learned a lot, and I think I'm done. Well, because I made everything I need and I'm not going to buy another supply of resin for the couple of little things I might want to make. I did have a lot of problems with the Vega hoods though. I made a mold as a last minute thinking I didn't need hoods because I had a couple hoods, but they all had scoops on them, so I wanted a flat hood that I could put different versions of scoops on. For some reason, you can see both of these have the same. Let's set them up here. You can see where it it's like the resin repelled from the mold, and they did it all in the same spots, basically. At first I thought I didn't have enough resin in, so I made another one and put more, and it always ended up the same. And not sure why this hood was closed. It didn't have a hole in the stock hood, but it had an indent for where it would be. So for some reason they got light there also. But I did get 2 without holes in them. There's one. Well, that one has a hole in the center, but I can fill it. Put a scoop on it anyway and fill it. Made two sets of bumpers. I should have made a third because I didn't realize I was making 3 bodies. But you can see, they have some pit holes and a little bit of the bottom here that kind of isn't there. But it can all be fixed for what I'm going to do. I don't mind fixing this stuff up. But I got 3 of them. This one has more flash on it that I didn't clean off yet. And 3 Fiat bodies. I also learned something about, I had the resin stick to the molds. It seemed like after about 3 or 4 times of using that mold, the resin sticks. And I don't use mold release because usually nothing sticks to silicone. But for some reason, after a few times, they stuck. So another thing I learned. Got a couple scoops up here that had a few little bit of flaws, but they're definitely usable. I threw away most of the complete rejects, and I kept the partial rejects. So I don't have any project updates on cars here, but I figure this was worth a video. You can see that's a pretty big collection. That's how much you can make with one set of bottles. I did do 1 pair of the 4-link. This was kind of a tricky mold because I had it on a flat, so you only have the detail on the one side. But if I get to the point where I run out of 4-links, I can use it because I've used one on one car before. I'm not going to go through and show everything here, of course, but there's some spoilers. couple of different seats. Where's my... I keep missing the camera here. And again, I didn't really clean nothing up here. Everything's still got all the flash on it. This was a whole afternoon. I mean, I did my bike ride in the morning, and then I started this before lunch, and I didn't get finished until, oh man, probably 7 o'clock last night. But I made a bunch of scoops and different style of molds. Some have the vent tube that I put on, that I poured as a, you know, like a two-piece mold, and some were, or not a two-piece, but like a cut mold. Some were smash, what I call smash molds, where they're two pieces and they just fill it with resin and smash it together. And this has a hole in the top. That was my fill tube. This scoop, for some reason I could not get a successful casting, and I think because I had the hole in the top that was supposed to be a pour hole, and I put clay in there and tried to do it as a smash deal rather than, you know, tape rubber banding it together and pouring it through the hole, and it always leaked out of where the clay was. I realize as I'm doing this, my hands get out of the frame of the camera. These two are the same. I took the fill tube off of one of them. And I see another engine down here. Yeah, that's an FE Ford from the 64 Thunderbolt. It's the block with the oil pan and timing cover. I did a lot of hood scoops, a lot of wheels. Like I said, I did one of every wheel, every mold that I had. There's a set of motor wheel flies. I had trouble making front ones for some reason. They kept losing the outer bead, but the rears came out better. Here's some carburetors. Somewhere I had some rear housings too, but like I said, I'm not going to go through everything. I did learn that I cannot make steering wheels. Here's some injections. And a Pro Stock Olds. Yeah, I learned that I can't make steering wheels. I tried a couple times, and I tried a couple different molds, and I can't find the one that was about the most successful. I can't find it now. It's in this mess somewhere. There's some more wheels. I have a bare spot there, but I didn't want to throw that away yet. I might be able to use it. Spoiler. Yeah, see, here's another one that's got a defect, but I'm not going to throw that away. I can probably, if I won't use it until I need it. You know, I'll use the good ones, and then if I get desperate, I can fix that. Anyway, back to steering wheels. Yeah, I get thinking that my mind's working more than my hands and my mouth. But anyway, yeah, steering wheel, I just, for some reason, I can't make one, so I'm just going to have to accept that fact and source them out somewhere else. But I think I'm pretty much done, like I said, done with the resin casting. With the exception, I have a couple ideas on that floor pan mold. Let me get that out and show you. And what I may do is there was one of the epoxy resin that I had been using. There was one brand that seemed like it poured a little better and it dried a little better, So I may buy some more of that because it's cheap and I can get it in a small quantity, and see if I can make one of these floor pans. But anyway, here, get this mold. I watched a YouTube deal where a guy had no problem with it, but I have problems with it. Got a lot of air pockets too in the resin or in the silicone, so I know that's going to have spots that would need to be filled if I ever get a successful casting. But part of my problem here is the back side where I had glued this to a board. When I pour it in, it runs out of that hole, these holes. So then I get a spot in the back that doesn't form, because I do it with it. I tried it standing up, I tried it laying down, because I wanted to get into be able to fill the firewall part here, pre-fill that, because I figure if I try to pour it in, it's not going to run into all the areas. So I pre-fill that and pre-fill back here, and then close it down, rubber band it together, and finish filling it through these holes. Well, it didn't work so good, but I may do something with these holes and try to make another one of these with that other resin. I think that's pretty much it. I learned a lot for sure, and I think I've had my fill now. I don't think I need to do anything else, because should have enough parts that I need for maybe for the rest of my life, and I don't plan on making any more body copies. But it was definitely a learning experience, and I'm happy that I did it. And I would suggest, anybody, if they want to try it, try it. If nothing else, you might get a couple usable parts, and you definitely get a new appreciation for the people who do this and sell parts and make really nice stuff. You get an appreciation of what they do, and it kind of justifies the price of paying $30 or $40 for a body after knowing what goes into it. And the fact that the molds don't last forever, you can't make a whole lot of bodies with one mold. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So hopefully you got some entertainment out of my experiences here, and my failures and my successes. Well, I just got everything out of the box, and on further inspection I realized I had to throw way more stuff away than what I thought. I think part of it is the silicone. I think because it had too many bubbles and I had no way to vacuum the bubbles out, that it just made for more porosity in the parts. But I do have a whole pile of wheels here. I threw some away. Most of them, some may get thrown away later, but a lot of them I think I can use with a little bit of filler. I got a bunch of seats. Again, there's a few holes in some of the seats. Some rear housing, rear ends, transmissions, drive shafts, more engine parts, radiators, intake manifolds, injection manifolds, blowers. There's my steering wheel that I said was a failure. It's got one little section out of it, but I may be able to work with it. I found a couple others that's the best one of the bunch. I think I made 3 of them. That FE Ford motor actually didn't come out half bad. Some of my spoilers leave a little to be desired. And these are my pile of scoops. Again, they leave a lot to be desired, need some work. For some reason, this particular style here, though, they came out pretty nice. Even the one I cast out of the clear resin, they all came. So it must be the mold. I mean, it's the only thing that can make the part good or bad, I'd say. So my resin casting career is finished, and I'm no threat to anybody who does this that makes money out of it. But I will be able to use some of the stuff and keep me from having to buy more things. I'm going to go through it and separate everything into my Ziploc bags of the types of wheels, and put my seats in my seat bag. So I got some organizing to do here. So thanks for watching. I don't have much of no update on the other projects. Bench is too messed up. Alright, thanks for watching.